Do you ever feel like you're sprinting on a treadmill while the world hands out gold medals to a select few? Why does one idea become an empire for some and stays a whisper for you? Inside these minutes lies the four hidden pillars that the world's richest never talk about. The secret architecture of unlimited wealth that has been buried beneath schoolbooks and social feeds. You have been fed a curriculum that teaches you to survive, not to dominate. It teaches you to memorize, obey, and adapt to molds. But it never teaches you to lead, to create, to unleash the power that lives inside every human being. This is not a video for the comfortable. It is a challenge for the brave, the ones willing to stare the truth in the face and break the invisible chains that bind most of us to mediocrity. If you're ready to open the door that can change everything, stay with me until the very end. For over 2 decades, I have studied the habits of the 1%. From the pioneers of the early 20th century to the tech titans of today. The patterns are identical, the language is different, but the core is the same. A magnetic personality, an unbreakable team, relentless perseverance, and total command of time. These are not optional add-ons, they are the foundation of the invisible laws that govern human growth. If you can master them, the GPS of success will reroute you from the ordinary to the extraordinary. Now, let's talk about desire. Desire is not a vague wish. It is a pulsating fire that burns hotter than any obstacle. Imagine a flame that refuses to be doused, that wakes you at dawn and keeps you awake at night, that drives you to write down a number, a date, a sacrifice, and then to repeat it until it becomes part of your DNA. What you want must be defined with brutal clarity. I want wealth is a whisper. I will have $500,000 by the end of 2024, and I will give 100% of my effort each day to build the systems that deliver that money is a command. Write that down, read it aloud twice a day. Feel the words vibrating in your chest. This is not a sentimental exercise. It is mental programming, the construction of a new identity. When your mind repeats the mantra, it becomes a radar, picking up opportunities that were invisible before, because now you know exactly what you are looking for. Confidence is the next pillar, and it is not arrogance. It is the internal engine that says, even if I don't have all the answers, I will find the path. It is the muscle you train every morning when you stand tall, lock eyes with the mirror, and declare, I am capable of achieving the defined goal. I will act persistently. I will not be stopped by fear. The more you speak this truth, the more your brain rewires to accept it as fact. Then you start to act. Small promises kept, obstacles overcome. Each victory feeding the next. Action fuels confidence. Confidence fuels action. It is a virtuous loop that no external validation can break. Eliminate the negative influences that whisper doubt. The pessimistic friends, the sensationalist news, the inner critic that says you're not enough. Replace them with a tribe that amplifies your vision, and you will see how quickly the world begins to align with your purpose. Now imagine you have a magnetic personality, a confidence that radiates, but you are still alone. Success is not a solo sport. The most powerful empires are built on teams that function like a single organism. A lone wolf may hunt, but a pack can dominate a forest. Unbreakable teamwork is about creating a shared vision, aligning every member's purpose with yours, and fostering a culture where each person feels indispensable. The secret is not management, it is mastery of influence. Speak with clarity, listen with intent, reward progress, and hold each other accountable. When a team moves as one, the output multiplies, not by addition, but by exponential synergy. Ask yourself, have you ever wondered why the richest people surround themselves with a circle of high performers, not followers? Because they understand that a united front can turn a single idea into a global movement. Persistence is the force that turns obstacles into opportunities. It is the relentless drive that says, I have hit a wall. I will climb it. I will tunnel through it. I will build a bridge over it. Most people quit when the first setback appears. They mistake a temporary pause for a permanent stop. The truly successful see every failure as data, a feedback loop that refines their strategy. They keep moving, day after day, even when the results are invisible. This is why the world's wealthiest have faced more rejections than most of us have had birthdays. Their perseverance is a habit, a daily ritual, a refusal to accept anything less than progress. Finally, time domination. Time is the one resource that cannot be bought, only managed. Those who dominate time treat every minute as a strategic asset. They schedule their day like a battle plan, allocating blocks for deep work, creative thinking, physical health, and relationship building. They eliminate the trivial, the noisy, the endless scrolling that steals hours. They use the 3-minute rule. If a task takes less than 3 minutes, do it now. Otherwise, batch it for a dedicated focus window. They set deadlines not for external pressure, but for internal momentum, creating a sense of urgency that propels them forward. Mastering time is the final lever that turns all other pillars into a relentless engine of wealth. Let's pause for a moment. If any of this is resonating, give this video a like. Your signal tells the algorithm that you're hungry for real transformation, and it helps more people find this message. What do you think about the idea that wealth is less about money and more about mastering these 4 pillars? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to hear how you plan to apply them in your life. Now, I want you to take a breath and picture yourself 5 years from now, standing at the summit of your own empire. See the magnetic aura you emit. Feel the confidence humming in every cell. Hear the synchronized rhythm of a high-performing team behind you. Sense the relentless drive that never quits, and watch the clock hands moving, but never stealing your power. That vision is not a fantasy. It is a blueprint waiting for you to build it. To start, write down your defined desire right now. State the exact amount of wealth you aim for, the exact date you will achieve it, and the exact sacrifice you are willing to make. Make it as specific as a contract. Then repeat it aloud, twice a day, until the words become a part of your subconscious. Next, craft a confidence manifesto. In the morning, look in the mirror and say, I am capable. I am relentless. I will achieve the defined goal. I will act despite fear. Do this for 20 days straight, and notice how your actions begin to align with the words. Build your team deliberately. Reach out to 3 people who share your vision, who challenge you, who bring complementary strengths. Schedule a weekly alignment session where you review progress, celebrate wins, and adjust tactics. Make the team's purpose louder than any individual ego. Practice perseverance by setting a micro goal each day that pushes you just beyond your comfort zone. It could be a cold call, a new skill, a pitch, a workout. Record each win, no matter how small, and watch the momentum compound. Finally, dominate your time by carving out a power hour each morning, dedicated to your most important task. Whether it's strategic planning, content creation, or deep learning, protect that hour like a sacred ritual. At the end of each day, review how you spent your minutes and adjust tomorrow's schedule accordingly. Remember, the world's wealth is not hidden behind secret codes. It is hidden behind four simple, timeless laws that most people ignore because they have been taught to survive, not to dominate. You have the choice to stay in the crowd or to step out as a leader of your own destiny. If this is opening your eyes, hit the subscribe button and join the community that refuses to settle for ordinary. Together we'll keep peeling back the layers of the hidden wealth engine, and together we'll turn the impossible into the inevitable. Now, take a moment, close your eyes, and feel that fire of desire ignite once again. Let it burn so bright that it lights every step you take toward the four pillars. This is your moment, the turning point where you decide to become the architect of unlimited wealth. The journey continues, but the first step begins now. The fire you feel right now is not a fleeting spark. It is the furnace that will melt the barriers you have built around yourself. Feel it, nurture it, let it expand until it engulfs every doubt that ever whispered, "You cannot." This is the moment where the story you have been living stops, and the script you will author begins. You have been given the map of the four pillars. Now it is time to walk the terrain, to test each stone, to shape each column with your own sweat and intention. No longer will you watch from the sidelines while others claim the crowns of abundance. You will step onto the arena, armed with the weapons forged in confidence, collaboration, relentless drive, and masterful control of time. First, let us sharpen the blade of magnetic confidence. The confidence muscle does not grow by idle thought. It strengthens through deliberate repetition and extreme exposure. Begin each sunrise by standing before your reflection, shoulders back, chin lifted, eyes locked on the mirror. Speak the manifesto you have already crafted, but this time add 3 vivid images of the life you are creating. Imagine the sound of the doors opening as you walk into boardrooms, the feel of a handshake that seals a deal, the taste of the freedom that comes from financial sovereignty. Hold those images for a breath, then repeat the words with the conviction of a commander rallying troops. Now, take that confidence out of the quiet of your bedroom and thrust it into the world. Choose a single interaction each day where you will test the limits of your magnetism. It could be a cold call to a prospect you have been avoiding, a public speaking opportunity at a local meetup, or a simple conversation with a stranger that forces you to be fully present. In each encounter, notice how your posture, your tone, and your eye contact alter the energy in the room. Record the reaction, not just in a notebook, but in the neural pathways of your mind. Each successful exchange rewires the circuitry that tells you, "I belong here." When you feel the momentum building, you will notice a new need emerging, the desire to surround yourself with forces that amplify your growth. This is where the second pillar, unbreakable teamwork, becomes the engine that propels you beyond what any single individual can achieve. A team is not a collection of people. It is a living organism, a hive mind that feeds on shared purpose and collective accountability. Begin by identifying 3 individuals whose strengths complement yours, whose values echo the vision you hold. Reach out with a clear invitation. I am building a mission to create unlimited wealth, and I need partners who are willing to challenge the status quo and bring their unique expertise to the table. Set a regular cadence of meetings that are not just status updates, but strategic rituals. In each session, start with a brief round of gratitude. Acknowledge a win, however small, that each member contributed. Then move to a focused review of the week's objectives, dissecting what moved the needle and what stalled. Conflict will arise. It is inevitable when strong personalities converge. Do not shy away from disagreement. Instead, treat it as a crucible that refines the team's resolve. Establish a rule of truthful respect. Speak the truth, listen with respect, and seek solutions that honor the whole. When a disagreement surfaces, pause, breathe, and ask the question, what is the underlying goal we are all trying to achieve? This reframes the conversation from personal defense to shared problem solving. Accountability is the glue that holds the team together. Create a simple yet powerful system. Each member writes down 3 micro goals for the coming week, shares them openly, and then reports back at the next meeting. Celebrate every completed micro goal with a genuine cheer, and treat any missed target as data, not failure. This creates a culture where progress is visible, praise is abundant, and setbacks become lessons rather than defeats. With a magnetic presence and a cohesive team, you now have the propulsion needed to tackle the third pillar, relentless perseverance. Perseverance is not simply stubbornness. It is the disciplined practice of moving forward, even when the path is obscured by fog and fatigue. The key lies in breaking the grand vision into bite-sized actions that you can execute daily. Define a daily micro-challenge that pushes you just beyond the edge of comfort. It could be a new skill you practice for 30 minutes, a sales pitch you rehearse until it feels natural, a piece of content you create and publish, or a physical workout that reminds your body of its resilience. Record each micro-challenge in a journal, noting the efforts you put in and the results you achieved. Over time, you will see a compounding effect, a snowball of achievement that grows larger with each added layer. When obstacles appear, as they inevitably will, use them as mirrors to reflect your inner state. Ask yourself, what is this challenge trying to teach me about my assumptions, my habits, my fears? If a prospect rejects your offer, examine the conversation for clues, adjust your approach, and try again. If a project stalls, dissect the bottleneck, reassign resources, or simplify the scope. The moment you stop seeing obstacles as walls and begin seeing them as doors, perseverance becomes effortless. Your brain thrives on patterns. By consistently confronting a small, uncomfortable task each day, you rewire the neural pathways that associate effort with reward. This rewiring creates a feedback loop, where the very act of persisting becomes a source of pleasure rather than pain. Celebrate this shift by acknowledging the internal victories. The calm that settles in your chest after a difficult call, the quiet confidence that blooms after mastering a new skill. These internal celebrations reinforce the habit loop, ensuring that perseverance becomes second nature. Now, let us turn to the final pillar, mastering the river of time. Time is the most democratic resource. Every person, regardless of status, receives the same 24 hours each day. The difference lies in how those hours are allocated, protected, and amplified. Begin by carving out a sacred power hour each morning, a block of uninterrupted focus dedicated to your highest impact activity. This could be strategic planning, deep work on a product, or intensive learning. Guard this hour as you would guard a treasure chest. Turn off notifications, silence your phone, close the door if you must. The moment you step into this window, you signal to your mind that the work you are doing is non-negotiable, worthy of your fullest attention. Beyond the power hour, employ the technique of time blocking for the rest of your day. Assign specific chunks of time to distinct categories: creative work, administrative tasks, networking, and personal renewal. When a task falls outside its designated block, politely defer it to its proper slot. This creates a rhythm that reduces decision fatigue because you no longer waste mental energy wondering, what should I do next? Identify your energy peaks and align your most demanding tasks with them. Some people hit their stride at dawn, Others find their flow in the late afternoon. Observe your own patterns for a week, noting when you feel most alert and when you feel drained. Schedule high cognitive work during the peaks and reserve low energy periods for routine or restorative activities. Eliminate the invisible thieves of time: social media scrolls, endless email checking, unnecessary meetings. Set strict limits. Allocate a fixed number of minutes for email. Schedule social media windows, and only accept meetings that have a clear agenda and outcome. When you protect your time, you protect your capacity to execute on the other three pillars. Finally, conduct a nightly review. Before you close your eyes, glance at the day's log. Ask yourself, what did I accomplish that moved me closer to my vision? Where did I waste time? How can I improve tomorrow? Write down 3 adjustments for the next day and let them guide your morning planning. This simple ritual creates a feedback loop that continuously refines your time architecture, ensuring that each day becomes a stronger building block toward wealth. Now that you have the detailed playbook for each pillar, the question becomes, how will you integrate them into a single, unstoppable system? Picture a pyramid with confidence as the foundation, teamwork as the supporting walls, perseverance as the ascending staircase, and time mastery as the apex that crowns the structure. Each layer reinforces the others. A confident leader attracts the right collaborators. A cohesive team fuels relentless drive. Relentless drive demands disciplined time to translate into results. Disciplined time, in turn, creates space for deeper confidence and stronger relationships. Begin by mapping your current status on each pillar. Rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10 for confidence, teamwork, perseverance, and time mastery. Be brutally honest. This is not a vanity check, but a diagnostic tool. Identify the 2 lowest scores. Those are the immediate areas for focused improvement. Allocate your power hour to the most deficient pillar and use the rest of your day to support the others. For example, if your confidence score lags, spend the power hour on visualization, affirmation, and speaking drills. If teamwork is weak, use the hour to schedule alignment meetings, define roles, and clarify the shared vision. As you make incremental gains, the scores will rise, and the synergy between pillars will amplify. You will notice that tasks that once felt overwhelming now become manageable, that setbacks no longer derail you, and that opportunities you previously ignored begin to surface because you have cultivated the awareness to recognize them. At this point, you might wonder, is this enough? Will these practices truly unlock unlimited wealth? The answer lies not in the abstract promise of wealth, but in the concrete transformation of your daily habits. When you live each day as a disciplined architect of your own destiny, wealth becomes a natural byproduct of the value you create, the relationships you nurture, and the time you command. Take a moment now, close your eyes, and visualize the version of yourself 5 years from now who has mastered these pillars. See the confidence radiating from every interaction, the team moving in perfect harmony, the perseverance that turns setbacks into stepping stones, and the calendar filled with purposeful blocks of time. Feel the weight of financial freedom in your hands, the ability to choose projects that align with your soul, the capacity to give back without hesitation. Let that image settle deep within you, anchoring it as your North Star. If this vision resonates, if the words you just heard have stirred something powerful inside, I invite you to take immediate action. Write down the first micro goal for each pillar right now, right where you are. Commit to sharing it in the comments below so you create a public promise to yourself and to this community. By vocalizing your intention, you engage the psychological principle of commitment, increasing the likelihood that you will follow through. Remember, the universe rewards those who act, not those who merely contemplate. Your next step is not to wait for the perfect moment. It is to create the perfect moment by acting now. If you feel the fire of desire reigniting, show it by hitting the like button. Let the algorithm know that you are ready for more deep, actionable content that cuts through the noise and delivers real transformation. Subscribe and ring the notification bell, because the journey does not end with this video. It continues with each new insight, each new challenge, each new triumph you experience. Together, we are building a tribe of individuals who refuse to settle for ordinary, who reject the narrative that wealth is reserved for the lucky few, and who understand that the hidden power of unlimited wealth lies within the disciplined practice of 4 timeless laws. Now, stand up, stretch, and take a deep breath. Feel the air fill your lungs. Feel the energy surge through your veins. You are on the cusp of a new chapter, a chapter where you write the rules, where you claim the abundance you deserve. The path is laid out. The tools are in your hands, and the only thing left is your decision to step forward. Will you remain where you are, watching from the sidelines, or will you step onto the stage, claim the microphone, and declare to the world that you are the architect of unlimited wealth? The choice is yours, and the time is now. Take that first step. Begin today. The world is waiting for the version of you that knows no limits. Let us now walk through the final stage of this transformation, the stage where theory becomes flesh, where ideas become actions, where the invisible laws you have just absorbed are forged into concrete results. This is the crucible. In the crucible, the fire of desire meets the steel of discipline, and only the strongest emerge as masters of their destiny. Imagine for a moment that you are a blacksmith, the bellows of your ambition roaring, the hammer of your will striking the anvil of reality. Each strike represents a decision, each spark a new insight, each glow a moment of clarity that lights the path ahead. The metal you are shaping is not ordinary iron. It is the raw, untapped potential that resides in every breath you take. The shape you are forging is the legacy you will leave behind. The heat that tempers it is the pressure of challenges you will face. And the cooling water is the calm focus you must maintain to keep the structure from cracking. Now, step into this workshop of your mind. The first tool you must grip is the power of relentless focus. In a world that shouts distractions from every direction, you must become a lighthouse, a beacon that cuts through the fog. Ask yourself, what is the single most important objective that, if achieved, will cascade into all other successes? Write it down on a piece of paper, on the back of a receipt, on a sticky note, on your monitor. Let it be visible at all times, a constant reminder that you are not here to drift, but to navigate with purpose. Next, harness the art of micro-progress. Grand achievements are built from tiny, almost invisible steps. Think of a river carving a canyon not by a single surge, but by countless droplets over endless ages. Your daily actions, no matter how small, are those droplets. Commit to a habit that pushes you forward by at least a fraction of a percent each day. It could be reading a page of a seminal book, making a single sales call, or allocating a block of time to refine a skill. The key is consistency. Consistency beats intensity in the long run, because intensity burns out, while consistency endures. Now, we confront the enemy that every aspiring leader must defeat: fear of failure. Fear is a wolf that prowls at the edge of every great endeavor, whispering that the cost of falling is too high. But consider this: the only true failure is the failure to try. When you stumble, you gather data, you adjust, you become smarter. Failure is not a dead end. It is a detour sign pointing you toward a more efficient route. Embrace each setback as a teacher, as a mirror reflecting the gaps in your preparation, as a catalyst that forces you to refine your strategy. The moment you stop fearing failure is the moment you become unstoppable. Let us also talk about the power of surrounding yourself with the right tribe. No man is an island, and no empire is built alone. Seek out individuals who embody the qualities you aspire to develop. Find mentors whose footprints you can follow, partners whose strengths complement your weaknesses, and peers who challenge you to raise your standards. Engage in deep conversations that stretch your mind, not idle chatter that wastes your time. When you align yourself with people who are already walking the path of abundance, their energy will lift you, their insights will sharpen you, and their accountability will keep you honest. Consider the role of gratitude in this equation. Gratitude is the oil that smooths the gears of progress, preventing friction and wear. Each evening, write down 3 things that went well, 3 actions you took that moved you forward, and 3 people you appreciate. This practice rewires your brain to focus on abundance rather than scarcity, and it creates a positive feedback loop that attracts more opportunities. Remember, the universe responds to the frequency you emit. If you emit scarcity, you will attract scarcity. If you emit abundance, you will attract abundance. Now, let us turn to the final, perhaps most elusive pillar, the mastery of decision-making. Every moment presents a fork in the road, a choice that will shape the trajectory of your life. The most successful people are not the ones who never make mistakes. They are the ones who decide quickly, act decisively, and then course correct when necessary. To sharpen this skill, practice the art of the 2-minute rule. If a decision can be made in less than 2 minutes, do it now. Do not let analysis paralysis steal your momentum. For larger decisions, create a decision matrix in your mind. List the options, weigh the pros and cons, consider the long-term impact, and then choose. Trust your intuition, for it is the subconscious synthesis of all your experience and knowledge. At this point, you may feel the flood of information, the surge of possibilities, and perhaps a flicker of doubt whispering that this is too much, that the path is too steep. Let me tell you a truth that the world rarely admits. Greatness is never comfortable. It is a constant push against resistance, a daily battle against complacency. If you are seeking ease, you will find only mediocrity. If you are willing to endure discomfort, you will discover the hidden power of unlimited wealth. Take a moment now, close your eyes, and visualize the life you desire in vivid detail. See the house, the car, the freedom to travel, the ability to give back, the respect of peers, the inner peace that comes from knowing you have mastered your destiny. Feel the emotions attached to that vision: pride, excitement, relief. Let those feelings fuel your resolve. When you open your eyes, you will see the same reality, but now it will be infused with purpose. Now, it is time to translate all of this into immediate, actionable steps. Grab a notebook, a digital document, or even a scrap of paper. Write down the following. First, the singular, crystal clear objective that will be the lighthouse of your journey. Second, the micro habit you will practice each day for the next 30 days. Third, the name of at least one mentor or peer you will reach out to this week to deepen your network. Fourth, a gratitude entry for today. Fifth, a decision you have been postponing. Make it now. no matter how small. By committing these items to paper, you engage the psychological principle of commitment, which dramatically increases the likelihood that you will follow through. The act of writing transforms a fleeting thought into a concrete promise, and sharing it with the community creates a public accountability that further strengthens your resolve. If you feel a spark igniting within you, let it flare into a blaze. Show that fire by hitting the like button, not because it is a chore, but because it signals to the algorithm that you are hungry for more depth, more challenge, more transformation. Subscribe and ring the notification bell, because this is not a single episode of inspiration. It is a series of stepping stones that will guide you from the ordinary to the extraordinary. Each new video will add another layer to your foundation. Each insight will sharpen your tools. Each challenge will test your mettle. Remember, we are building a tribe, a legion of individuals who refuse to settle for the status quo, who reject the narrative that wealth is reserved for the fortunate few, and who understand that the hidden power of unlimited wealth lies within disciplined practice of timeless laws. You are not alone on this path. Look around the comments. See the faces of those who have taken the first step. Feel the collective energy of a community that is rising together. Offer your support. Share your victories. Ask for help when you stumble. In this shared journey, every success amplifies the whole, and every setback becomes a lesson for the group. Now, stand up, stretch, and take a deep breath. Feel the air fill your lungs. Feel the energy surge through your veins. You are on the cusp of a new chapter, a chapter where you write the rules, where you claim the abundance you deserve. The path is laid out, the tools are in your hands, and the only thing left is your decision to step forward. Will you remain where you are, watching from the sidelines, or will you step onto the stage, claim the microphone, and declare to the world that you are the architect of unlimited wealth? The choice is yours, and the time is now. Take that first step. Begin today. The world is waiting for the version of you that knows no limits. You have heard the call. You have felt the fire. The next moment is yours to seize. Go forth, act, and let the universe respond to the echo of your determination. The journey has just begun, and the horizon stretches infinitely before you. Keep moving forward. Stay relentless, and remember, the hidden power of unlimited wealth is not a secret locked away. It is a fire within you, waiting to be unleashed. Let it burn bright. Let it guide you, and watch as the world reshapes itself around the force of your unstoppable will. Now, with the fire inside you, let us carve the road that leads to limitless abundance. Imagine waking each sunrise feeling as though the universe itself has placed a golden key in the palm of your hand, a key that unlocks every door you choose to approach. That key is not a myth. It is the mastery of the 4 pillars you have just glimpsed, sharpened through relentless practice and unwavering belief. First, let the magnetic personality become more than a concept. It must become habit. Each morning, before the world drags you into its endless chatter, stand before a mirror and stare into your own eyes. Speak the mantra that will become the soundtrack of your day. I command my presence. I command my destiny. Feel the vibration of each syllable as it reverberates through your chest, as if a drum beat were announcing your arrival. This is not a fleeting affirmation. It is a contract you sign with yourself, a pact that no external opinion can break. Next, test the strength of that contract by stepping into a social arena where you would normally shrink. Approach a stranger, a colleague, anyone who represents a potential connection, and deliver a sentence that carries the weight of your confidence. Notice the shift in the air, the subtle tilt of shoulders, the widening of eyes. That is the magnetic field expanding, pulling opportunities toward you, like iron filings to a magnet. Record this moment in a journal, noting the words you used, the reaction you observed, and the feeling that rose within you. Over time, you will see a pattern emerge. The more consistently you project confidence, the more the world responds in kind. Now, turn to the pillar of unbreakable teamwork. The lone wolf may survive, but the pack conquers. Build a circle of allies who share your vision, who challenge you, who celebrate your victories, and who hold you accountable when you stray. Start with a single person, someone whose strengths complement your own. Offer them a clear, compelling purpose. Together, we will create a venture that reshapes industry standards. Then, lay down the rules of engagement. Honesty above all, feedback delivered with respect, and a shared commitment to relentless improvement. As you nurture this partnership, watch how the combined energy multiplies your results, turning modest gains into exponential growth. Remember, a team is not a collection of egos. It is a living organism that thrives on trust and shared purpose. To solidify that trust, practice the art of transparent communication. At the end of each day, gather your collaborators, physically or virtually, and ask 3 simple questions. What did we achieve today? What obstacles did we encounter? How will we overcome them tomorrow? Allow each voice to be heard, each concern to be addressed, each idea to be explored. In doing so, you forge a bond that no market fluctuation can break, a bond that becomes a fortress against doubt. Now, let us delve into the third pillar, relentless perseverance. Life will throw you into storms that seem impossible to navigate. You will face setbacks that whisper you should quit, that your dreams are too grand, that the world is against you. In those moments, remember the fire that you have ignited. Picture it as a furnace at the core of your being, a furnace that never dims, no matter how fierce the winds. When a failure strikes, do not retreat. Instead, ask yourself, what is the lesson hidden within this defeat? How can I use this experience to sharpen my strategy? Transform every loss into a data point, a piece of the puzzle that moves you closer to the solution. Create a ritual of reflection after each challenge. Sit in a quiet space, close your eyes, and breathe deeply. Visualize the obstacle as a mountain you're climbing. See each step you take. Feel the strain in your muscles, yet also feel the exhilaration of progress. Then, write down the insight you gained, the adjustment you will make, and the renewed commitment to push forward. By turning adversity into a learning loop, you turn the very act of perseverance into a habit, a second nature that propels you beyond ordinary limits. Finally, we arrive at the fourth pillar, mastery of time. Time, the most precious resource, is the canvas upon which all other pillars are painted. To dominate it, you must first become the architect of your schedule, not its prisoner. Begin each day by identifying 3 critical tasks that align directly with your wealth vision. These are the non-negotiables, the actions that move the needle forward. Allocate blocks of uninterrupted focus to each, protecting them from distractions as if they were sacred appointments with destiny. Adopt the 2-minute rule for minor tasks. If a task can be completed in less than 2 minutes, do it immediately, preventing it from cluttering your mental space. For larger projects, break them into bite-sized segments, each with a clear endpoint. This technique, often called chunking, transforms overwhelming ambitions into manageable steps, allowing you to maintain momentum without burning out. As you progress, regularly review your calendar. Prune activities that do not serve your core objectives and replace them with purposeful actions that reinforce your pillars. Now, let us weave these 4 pillars together into a daily blueprint that will accelerate your journey toward unlimited wealth. Upon waking, stand tall, look into your reflection, and repeat your confidence mantra. Then, spend 5 minutes visualizing your magnetic presence, influencing those around you, feeling the ripple of impact. Next, reach out to a teammate, share a brief update, and ask for feedback. This reinforces the teamwork loop. Follow that with a moment of gratitude for the challenges you have faced, acknowledging the lessons they have offered. Finally, sit at your desk, review the 3 critical tasks for the day, and lock in your time blocks, ensuring that each pillar receives dedicated attention. By integrating these steps, you create a rhythm, a cadence that resonates throughout every aspect of your life. The rhythm becomes the heartbeat of success, a pulse that never falters. As you repeat this pattern day after day, you will notice subtle shifts. Strangers will smile more often, opportunities will surface with unexpected frequency, setbacks will lose their sting, and hours will expand, giving you space to accomplish more than you ever thought possible. Now, I want you to pause for a moment and feel the weight of this promise. Imagine yourself 5 years from now, standing atop a summit that once seemed unreachable. Look down at the path you have forged, a trail of disciplined actions, of magnetic interactions, of unbreakable alliances, of perseverance that turned every obstacle into a stepping stone, and of time mastered with precision. Feel the satisfaction swell within you, a deep, resonant joy that comes not from fleeting applause, but from knowing you have lived in alignment with the invisible laws that govern true abundance. What does that vision stir inside you? Does it spark a fire that refuses to be dimmed? Keopinas. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Let the community feel the tremor of your conviction. Your insight may ignite someone else's journey, and together we create a cascade of transformation that reverberates far beyond any single individual. If this revelation has lit a spark, if you feel that the words are aligning with a deeper truth inside you, take a moment now to express it. Press the like button as a signal to the algorithm that you are ready for more depth, more power, more clarity. Subscribe and ring the notification bell. Not because I ask you to, but because the universe is sending you a reminder that you are on the brink of a breakthrough. By staying connected, you ensure that each new insight lands directly in your field of vision, ready to be applied, ready to be lived. Remember, the path to unlimited wealth is not a distant fantasy reserved for a select few. It is a practical, step-by-step process that anyone can follow when they commit to the principles laid out here. The only gatekeeper is your own willingness to act. The only barrier is the hesitation that whispers, later. Choose now to silence that whisper, to replace it with a roar of determination. Take the next breath. Inhale confidence. Exhale doubt. Stand tall, shoulders back, chin lifted. Feel the energy coursing through every fiber of your being, a current that will not be stopped. Walk forward into the day with the certainty that each step is guided by the hidden power of unlimited wealth, a power that is already within you, waiting to be unleashed. As you move forward, keep this reminder close. Success is not a single event, but a series of intentional choices. Each choice builds upon the last, constructing a tower of achievement that reaches toward the heavens. When you feel fatigue threatening to slow you, recall the 4 pillars, recall the rituals, and remember that you are the architect of your destiny. Now, I challenge you to set a concrete intention for the next 24 hours. Write it down in a place you will see it repeatedly. On your desk, on your phone, on the bathroom mirror. Make it specific. Make it compelling. Make it impossible to ignore. Then, take the first action toward that intention within the next 30 minutes. No excuses, no delays. This is the moment where knowledge transforms into results. As you embark on this action, notice the subtle shift in your mindset. The world begins to respond. Doors that were once closed start to creak open, and the people you encounter become mirrors of your own determination. That is the magnetic effect in motion, the teamwork synergy, the perseverance engine, and the time mastery all working together as a unified force. If you ever feel the momentum wane, return to this script. Replay the sections that resonated most, and let the words reignite your fire. Let the rhythm of the language become a drumbeat that keeps your feet moving, your mind focused, and your heart aligned with purpose. In closing, remember that the journey is ongoing. The hidden power of unlimited wealth is not a destination you reach and then forget. It is a lifelong practice, a daily commitment to growth, to excellence, to relentless improvement. Each sunrise offers a fresh canvas. Each night provides reflection. Each moment between them is an opportunity to apply the pillars you have embraced. Walk forward with confidence, with a tribe behind you, with a purpose that burns brighter than any doubt. The world is waiting for the version of you that knows no limits, the version that steps onto the stage, claims the microphone, and declares to the universe that you are the architect of your own boundless wealth. The choice is yours. The moment is now. Seize it, act upon it, and watch as the universe bends to the echo of your unstoppable will. Now, picture this. Every sunrise you awaken, not as a wanderer lost in the noise, but as a commander stepping onto a battlefield of possibility, armed with the 4 pillars that have just been forged in your mind. The magnetic personality you have begun to sculpt becomes the beacon that draws allies. The unbreakable teamwork you have cultivated transforms strangers into a legion. The relentless perseverance you have ignited becomes the engine that turns setbacks into springboards. And the mastery of time you have practiced reshapes minutes into milestones. Feel the weight of that vision. Feel the electric pulse that runs through your veins when you realize that the only thing standing between you and the wealth you crave is the decision to act. This is not a fleeting inspiration. It is a contract you sign with yourself, a promise etched in the deepest chambers of your heart. Take a moment now and ask yourself, what will you do when the comfort of the familiar whispers to you, urging you to stay where you are? Will you let the echo of doubt drown out the roar of your purpose? Or will you rise louder than ever and declare that you will no longer be a passenger in your own life? Write your intention on a piece of paper, on a sticky note, on the back of a receipt, any place that you cannot avoid. State it in vivid detail, the exact result you aim to achieve, the precise deadline you set, the concrete step you will take within the next half hour. Then, seal that intention with a single, decisive action. No hesitation, no excuse. The moment you move, the universe shifts, and doors that once seemed sealed begin to creak open. If at any point the momentum wanes, return to these words. Replay the segment that sparked the fire in you. Let the rhythm of the language become a drumbeat that drives your feet forward, your mind forward, your spirit forward. Remember, the hidden power of unlimited wealth is not a destination you arrive at and abandon. It is a daily practice, a relentless commitment to growth, excellence, and improvement. Each day offers a fresh canvas. Each night provides a mirror for reflection. Between them lies an arena where the pillars you have embraced are tested, refined, and strengthened. Walk forward with confidence, with a tribe that supports you, with a purpose that burns brighter than any doubt. The world is waiting for the version of you that knows no limits, the version that steps onto the stage, grabs the microphone, and proclaims to the universe that you are the architect of your own boundless wealth. The choice is yours. The moment is now. Seize it, act upon it, and watch as the universe bends to the echo of your unstoppable will. What do you think? Which pillar resonates most with you in this very instant? Drop your thoughts in the comments below and let the community feel the power of your insight. If this message has sparked even a flicker of change inside you, give this video a like so the algorithm knows that you are hungry for more truth. And if you haven't already, subscribe and tap the bell, because the journey doesn't end here. There are deeper layers of mastery waiting to be uncovered, and you deserve to walk every step of that path. Remember, you are not alone. The tribe you have begun to build stands beside you, ready to lift you when you stumble and celebrate when you soar. Keep the fire alive, keep the pillars strong, and keep moving forward. Unlimited wealth is not a myth. It is a reality you claim with each deliberate breath. Now go. Write that intention, take that first action, and let the world witness the rise of a legend forged from purpose, perseverance, and perfect timing. The stage is set, the audience is waiting, and the spotlight is yours. Own it.